It's time to shift. If you haven't already heard, the long-awaited TimeSplitters sequel has finally been officially confirmed. Long-term fans will know that the series has been in development hell for upwards of 14 years, so this is fantastic news. As someone who's regularly had his orcs privileges removed for trying to repeatedly play Castle Tank Boss, I can't tell you how excited I am. Now, in the intervening decade and a half, there have been a number of passion projects and IP renewals that have threatened to reboot the franchise in one way or another, but as you may expect, all of these have ended up pussyfooting a release date. That's why I was pleasantly surprised to see TimeShifters, a new game that seems to have Leroy Jenkins'd itself onto Steam. Don't worry, they do acknowledge what they're up to in their description, not that I think that will help them in any upcoming lawsuits, but they've released a demo in anticipation of the full game this November, and so I thought I'd get it downloaded and see if it's a worthy tribute. Straight away, I can see it's a pretty unashamed clone, a clone in much the same way as Brian and Stewie. Many of the sound effects appear to be ripped directly from the originals, and the interface seems to be a less pleasing version of the classics, but these aren't negatives per se. Arcade mode is understandably locked for the moment, so I'm going to dive straight into the story levels. For this demo we have Pub 2005, Mansion 1991 and Town 1899, with the last two being clear reimaginings of iconic TimeSplitters locations. Pub 2005 caught my attention as far as I'm aware, this is a new idea, and I want to see how the developers have fared with this. The missions follow the traditional formula of the franchise. Fight your way through a map of enemies, pick up an object, and then shoot your way back. To help you succeed, you have the usual arsenal of weapons at hand, from the quintessential shotgun and the mini Uzi, to the more audacious of armaments, like the fire extinguisher and a refreshing pint of beer. First impressions, I'd say that the gunplay is really smooth, even if it is a simple thing to get right. I've really missed that gratifying feeling you get as you dispatch an enemy with dual pistols, and learning where your targets spawn only increases the satisfaction. Alongside the core gameplay, I'm pleased to announce that the interactive novelties make a return in the form of the fruit machine and the working mirrors, the second of which coming with the added bonus of ensuring that John Rentoul won't be able to join your server. The more observant of you will have noticed that I seem to be killing a gang of Martin Freemans, particularly the character he plays in The World's End. I haven't seen that one, so I'm not sure if this is a reference to something. I know that they played TimeSplitters 2 in Shaun of the Dead, and I searched the name of the pub, the Eagle, but I think that's a reference to the Swan pub from TimeSplitters 1. If you know something I don't, please do let us know in the comments, as I genuinely want to know if there is a reason. In the meantime, TimeShifters does deserve credit for being the first game to let your players leave from the office. One for the football cliches reply guys, what game is being broadcast on the screens here? No goals are scored, so I think it must be Chelsea 0, Arsenal 0 from the 20th of April 2005, but I'm open to suggestions. It was around about the moment that I picked up the sniper rifle that I perhaps realised that the level designer hadn't actually ever been to a British pub, but I was enjoying myself too much to care. The splitters have been swapped out for some sort of G-men, which is a bold decision, but I guess that might be explained in the eventual cutscenes. With the valuables secured, the only thing left to do was to claim my victory by leaving the pub with all my internal organs intact, something I once struggled to do after leaving the Wetherspoons in Bognor Regis. I won't show you any more of the missions, as I'll leave some for you to experience firsthand, but story mode is a reliably nostalgic throwback to the TimeSplitters of old. On to the challenges now, and this is where we start to see some real issues. They definitely understand the assignment, but the execution is all over the place. Me and my pussy are not going to have much fun at all. Callus and Strudel have been replaced by this pig, which is so poorly rendered, I don't think that even a former Prime Minister would like to take it from behind for a few quick laps. There is a Pimp My Pig feature, but come on, does anybody really want to change the colour of it and add some sunglasses? It's all a bit 2012, isn't it? Clearer controls for the Nitro would be much better received. Alongside some card and pub style games, there's a version of Future Perfect's Rare or Well Done, where you throw pints at zombies, but I seem to run out of beer fairly early on, which I'm pretty sure is a fault. Finally, there's this murder mystery mode, which really intrigued me and I couldn't wait to see what it was all about. You've got 5 minutes to find all the clues and work out who the killer is. Well, I'll leave you with the footage and you can tell me if you honestly understand even 10% of what's going on, because I certainly don't. I'll wrap this up here as there's only so much content and I want to leave some for you to explore. Is TimeShifters a good demo? No. The graphics are awful, the HUD looks cheap, and whilst one half of the game is a direct steal of TimeSplitters assets, the other half is a janky mess. However, did I have fun whilst playing the TimeShifters demo? Yes I did. It really does carry a lot of the spirit of its source material, and since it's free, it's well worth spending an afternoon playing, even if it's just to get a feel for how TimeSplitters would run on PC. I have no idea as to how long it will last as per my limited legal knowledge, but perhaps it's covered by some sort of Birra Mapelli fair use ruling. Either way, when it comes to the TimeSplitters community, the future is looking perfect.